Sparkster is a completely different game than Rocket Knight Adventures on the Sega Genesis. Yeah, it's still created by Konami and a bit of a sequel or spin-off to Rocket Knight Adventures, where you can charge up and dash in different directions, but you now have a rolling attack which is exclusive to Sparkster, and since you're a possum, you can also hang off of the branches with your tail. Let me start off by saying that you won't want to play Sparkster for the storyline. There's no real text to tell you what's happening, just a couple of cutscenes here and there between Sparkster and the rest of the characters where you're set out to rescue the princess, which is like 90% of the platformer storylines, so there's nothing new to see here. The use of the Mode 7 graphics were fantastic. Check out the water effects casting a shadow below you. The levels are nice and bright with some nice parallax scrolling. Overall, the controls are very good. I was never out of control when using the dash attack, and the hit detection was on point for all of the enemies. Sparkster feels a lot like Sonic since everything you do is similar to the old Sega Genesis motto of blast processing. The Sega Genesis has blast processing, the Super Nintendo doesn't. So what does blast processing do? Man, that brings me back to a simpler time. The music in Sparkster is fantastic. Everything from the background music to the sound effects were great. The way that the music fades in and out, making you feel like everything is super fast paced to all of a sudden incredibly critical when a boss encounter took place, was fantastic, and that really set the tone well in Sparkster. The boss battles were a bit of a mix-up. Some were great and others took some serious button mashing to pull off. Some of the levels were great with wide open paths and multiple ways to finish off a level. Some of them were just a little generic, like the auto-scrollers where Sparkster rides a chocobo in a race to the end of the stage. What I didn't like about Sparkster was one of the later stages where you break out into a vertical shoot-'em-up that reminds me of The Great Shmup, released by Konami in Axley, and then all of a sudden you have to face a boss in a giant spacesuit like in Rock'em Sock'em Robots? Man, this battle was tough, and I don't think it adds much to the gameplay so late in the game. Don't get me started with the water level that you have to make your way to the top. It was a huge pain to have to time each of the dashes without taking a death. Then there's the password system in Sparkster, which I thought was great, but it takes just about forever to enter in a single password. I was literally there pondering to myself, should I just play the damn full game again rather than putting myself through this climbing mess of an entry? Overall, I think Sparkster is a decent game. I just wouldn't put it over Rocket Knight Adventures if I had my choice. You can do far worse with some of the lackluster platformers on the Super Nintendo. I'm the Retro Kingpin, thanks for watching.